So today we're going to be going through what is expected of a field technician on your 2-day installation. That when we say that you are doing a 2-day setup, installation and training. Okay?
Yes.
Everybody, I can hear amen, brothers. Okay?
Amen.
Okay, what you're going to be going through today is why the HDMI just went off.
Suicide.
It's like my whole laptop went. Huh?
Yeah, Jesus side.
It's what?
Your laptop.
Okay, what we're going to be going through today is the introductions, then the full system setup, and then what basically all the milestones are throughout, okay? And then what we want the outcome, all the milestones are throughout, okay? And then what we want the outcome to be at the end of the day when you leave a site, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so what it covers is the full system setup, the hardware, software, and stock setup. Step-by-step training. What do we expect you to be training the cashiers on? What do we expect you to be training the supervisors on? And then also the management. And then how do we expect you to go live, like to start transacting? Okay, day one in the morning. Basically, when you arrive there on site, normally 8:30, depending on what your job card says, till 12:30 to 1 o'clock, somewhere in that region, you'll be doing your morning setup. So this is where we expect you to. You're gonna go in, you introduce yourself. Hello, I am Musa from Krillin Technology. I'm here to set up your system. If you have hardware that you've brought, you're gonna then go and place it on the counter wherever you need it placed, neaten the cables. You're gonna set up the. By the way, that looks exactly like my old PC. Why? Any case, like exactly the same case. Then you're gonna be doing the actual software setup on each PC. So what needs restaurant POS, what needs retail, what needs back office. Also in this same time frame, you need to be doing the app installation on the owner's phone or on the manager's phone, whoever wants the app on their phones, okay?
Yes.
So there's 2 apps that you have to install at every single customer. Musa will tell us what are the 2 apps.
Retail POS and back office.
No, I mean on the phones, on the phones.
Mobile analytic and back office.
Yes. Did you know that, Musa?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. So the mobile analytics is the what we call the quick reporting app. So it's something for the customer to quickly be able to view how sales are going today, stuff like that. And then the back office app is the same as what we have on the desktop, but we allow them to install it on their phones. Who here knows how does the licensing work on the mobile things? Who can tell me that?
I feel one license goes with one PC and one device, one mobile phone.
Yes, that's correct. But like the reporting stuff is not licensed.
Yeah.
So like analytics, they can put on 80 devices if they want to.
Mobile phone.
And even the franchise platform, that franchise reporting platform, yeah, they can log that in as many places as they want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't check for licensing, that one. So even when they stop using the software and they still want to access the reports, that one they can still access it.
Oh,
Yeah, the reports. Okay, so in the morning we're gonna go there, we place that, then we need to try and get the stock uploads done that in the morning, the Excel sheets, okay? There's a big issue with stock uploads at the moment that's happening, well, 2 big issues. So one, Mac is going to be doing a training course like this on how to do the stock uploads, like how to make sure your sheet is correct, what to avoid, those type of things. But then also there's another issue we're encountering, which is customers not having their sheets ready.
Yes.
So we're going to be offering the option now to them to say that if you want us to help you with the sheets, then we'll come before the 2 days. We're going to charge them separately for that.
for helping them out to make the stock list.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are not there in the 2 days, you don't have time to be doing
Making
stock.
stock list,
Yeah.
Because then you will not train. If you get involved in stock in your 2-day course, you are done. There's no way that you're going to be capturing half a day of stock and still finish the whole 2 days training.
Yeah.
Like you have to be strict. Like if the guy doesn't have stock, that is a dispute. You guys, have you seen on your job cards there's a dispute function?
Yes.
It's a dispute. You're going to log that dispute. That dispute will then go to the field manager, and the field manager will phone your customer and find out what's happening, okay?
Yes.
So it's not for you to be arguing with a customer. Okay? Okay? You are not there to argue with a customer. Okay? To say like, where is your... You ask him where is it, but if he's telling you, no, you can just create it yourself or whatever, right? That's not included in his package that he's buying. So everybody will be shared a document to say what package they're buying. That package does not include stock, you creating stock, or you doing a stock take. Okay.
Yes.
So then you need to start setting up the system, and you're going to log in into your demo accounts, okay, on the one PC that you'll be training. So normally you log in live on everything, right? Then on the one that you'll be doing training, you'll log into the demo account, okay?
Yeah.
So that needs to be ready by 12:30. So even when you start in the morning, I notify the customer that 12:30 I need your cashiers here. Okay, 12:30, 1 o'clock, I want to start cashier training. Cashier and supervisor. So who's the manager of the cashiers, okay? They need to be there 12:30 to 5 p.m. Okay, so if all has gone well and you've uploaded their stock and stuff, it's nice. So then you can even like show them on a live computer, like this is how your stock list looks. But I will be showing you on the demo now just for the training purposes. Okay.
Noted.
Okay, so now you're going to go into your cashier training. We can actually wait before we even go into that. So, your morning milestone. You're going to confirm to the customer where will I be putting all the hardware.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you don't just decide by yourself. You find out by the customer where is your sales point, where is this, whatever hardware you have. You'll be asking him where it needs to go. You install the hardware, set up the apps on his devices, and ensure the stock is uploaded. If any one of these things, if something's preventing you from achieving one of these 4 milestones, it's better you dispute than for us to find out later and then you come with a story. It's better you raise it to our attention than the customer raising it to our attention. So if you're sitting, and I'm not meaning like if there's a 10-minute delay, okay?
Yes.
But if you're sitting there for 2 hours and there's no power, you better be the one disputing it, because if you're only going to tell us at 17 there was no power, it's going to be you that will be taking that punishment, okay?
Yes.
Then we have the afternoon cashier training. So how to process a sale on Kazang. But I want you to show, because it's also important for us to know that the system has been logged in by Kazang. If it hasn't been logged in, you need to log a dispute. If their system, and you try and do a Kazang sale on their system and it's asking for a username and a password, that means Kazang didn't do their job. So you need to dispute it, okay? So that we can escalate that issue.
Oh, okay. So it's automatically when they purchase our software, they will also
Yes.
purchase
Yes, because what happens when we sign them up, it sends an email to Kazang to create an account. Then Kazang, when they type that username and password to us, we don't get a reply. It just logs it into that customer system automatically.
Oh, okay.
So if you get on the site and the system's not allowing Kazang, it's a dispute immediately. Okay?
How about for those customers that don't want to use Kazan?
It still creates it. It's still logged in. They just don't use it.
Okay.
But we are allowing certain customers like wholesalers and stuff now to use the withdraw function. So then they don't get any charges on their money. So we'll do a separate training on how that works.
Alright.
The withdrawal. So especially wholesalers and retailers, they don't like this of having to pay.
Yeah.
So there's a way in our system to be using withdrawal still. So you withdraw the money and then it goes through. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. You show the customer the cashier how to add customers. We know how to do that, right?
Yes.
Add notes. This one we don't always tell the people like how to add notes. It's a common one that I've noticed. You can add, yeah?
I always do.
You do? Okay. So how to add notes on the receipts, okay? Starting a shift, searching a product, and then handling a cash up. So there seems to be a lot of confusion in the market about cash ups, okay? Because people think a cash up is just all their sales, that's what they're cashing up, right?
Yeah.
Which is wrong, okay? It's not just your sales. So the cash up is like, could be if you've got a float, you must also count that float with a cash up. Are we all aware of that or no?
The money you receive as float, you also have to include it in your cash.
Yes.
As a physical cash there. When you
Yeah,
pay.
because now if you show the system that you have a float,
Yes.
if you put 0, then you don't have to count it with. But if you're telling the system 400, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The system expects you to, even if you've not done a sale, if you just declare 400 float and you go to cash up, it's going to already expect 400 from you. You've seen that?
Yeah.
So we need to explain that to the cashiers. Then, to show them how it calculates, make them like do 10 sales, maybe like 1 or 2 split sales, right?
Yes.
And write down the values and then go and do the cash up. So they can understand how the cash up values are being inserted, okay?
They're required and declared.
Yes.
So you do like
Differences, that's all.
Airtel money, space also.
Yeah, if you have Airtel money to do, sure. But normally, like you guys are only gonna do one Airtel money transaction. I know, because you're not gonna spend your own money on.
Honestly, yeah.
Like let's really do an Airtel. Put 100 there. Okay. So you show them how to do the shift management. So how to start the shift, then you perform your 10 sales, make them record it on a piece of paper, and then you do your cash up so that they understand how the system has come to that figure. Okay. Then during your so he's normally at the cashier's point. So in smaller places where you go, managers are sometimes the supervisor. In bigger places, it will normally be a separate position. But make sure whoever is the one that's supposed to allow voids and refunds is with you while you do the cashier training. Because then you show him how to void a transaction, how to do a refund, how to go and change the floats if it was declared incorrectly. Do we all know how to do that?
Yes.
Okay, and show him also you must be there for the cash ups to understand how the cash ups are performed. Okay, everybody understands this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then make sure when that training is completed that we create all the users, so all the cashiers, create the accounts. Okay,
Supervisors.
then configure that one that was on demo to go live the next day. And then final checks on the system. Make sure all the printers are printing, cash flows are opening, okay, as you expect. By the end of day 1, you must configure the system to go live the next day. Okay?
Well noted.
So the second morning we want to go live. Okay? If you achieve this second morning go live, 99% of the time your sites will be a success. This is the crucial one. Because if you,
sometimes we have challenges concerning ZRA. So like the site that was at, ZRA has...
You're the one that was giving us issues yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to allow the customer now to onboard to ZRA before we go.
Alright.
Yeah, so if he wants to wait for that before we install, he can wait for it. But if he says that you must go there before the time, we're going live on day 2. Okay?
So without him moving.
Well, he's already agreed, because what we don't want is you to go there third day. The package we have sold, right, is like, let's say like a massage, right? It's a 1-hour massage. You can't be saying, no, but my shoes were on, so no, we need to massage me another hour now. Right?
Yeah.
You've agreed this is what you were sold. You were not sold an infinite amount of time for somebody to be with you. You were sold these 5 objectives, the 5 milestones. We're going to place your hardware, we're going to train your cashiers. Day 2, we're going to go live with sales, we're going to train your managers, and we're going to do your reporting at the end of day 2. That's the package. If you want additional services, that's outside of this package. Okay?
Yeah.
Just, I would want you to take note as well. Let's say you go to a site that are not registered on ZDI already, then you go live on the second day. Now, when they get onboarded, all the invoices they will make from that day until they get onboarded will automatically be onboarded on the ZDI portal.
No. No.
So what happens?
But it doesn't need to be.
Okay.
No, it doesn't need to be. The only time where a customer has to smart invoice from day one is when they're doing a migration. Migrations, it's not optional to wait for ZRA. We have to wait for ZRA.
Yeah.
Like if they're moving from another system or from ZRA's free thing, right? We have to wait for the migration to complete before we send you. There's no option on that one. But if they're a new customer, right? No, they can invoice until they get onto smart invoicing.
Until they
Yeah.
they get onboarded.
Yes.
You can always use our system.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
And it won't upload the old invoices.
Alright.
But they can, yes. Because normally what you'll find, like right now, if it's a case where somebody was supposed to be on smart invoicing from January, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's too late now. Then they can just invoice, right? And then when they go on board, they go on board. But there's nothing we can do about
So
from
what do
January till now.
So if they want those invoices to be smart invoices, they'll just have to repost them in the system.
How are you gonna want an old invoice to be smart invoiced?
I actually had an issue with that with, is it Twitchers? So they actually got our software this month.
Yeah.
They got on board this month, March.
Yeah.
So they had invoices for February.
No, that's the own
Yeah,
issue.
so the customers were actually bothering them.
Yeah,
Want
it's
tax
unfortunate. So
invoices.
the only thing in that type of scenario that you can do is to tell them to redo it on the smart invoice portal. But the way they're gonna cancel it on whatever system they did it, that's not our concern, right?
Understood.
So kind of we're not. I want to say like avoid giving advice on these things that are unclear because it's too much of a risk for us to really advise them on that. The fact of the matter is they've missed the deadline.
Yeah.
Okay, they need to sort that out.
Yeah.
Not that we want to not be helpful, but there is no good answer to that question.
True.
There is no good answer. You've missed the deadline.
Yeah.
You have illegally invoiced for 3 months. Okay, you've already stolen the goods. I can't now do anything about it. It's stolen. If it was before the theft, I could advise you not to steal, but now it's too late. So now, if you're telling me, should I now declare it or it's hard for us to answer that officially.
True.
So better the official answer should be ask your accountant, ask your ZRA agent what you should do with those invoices. Us, we can't really advise you on that, okay?
And
Plus
yes,
our
again.
system doesn't backdate.
But the platform doesn't backdate. ZRA doesn't backdate.
According to the terms and conditions. Yeah.
No, you can't. You can change the something like invoice date, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
72 hours. That's max.
Oh yeah.
So no. But generally, it's considered bad practice to change invoice dates.
Yeah.
In POS, in ERP it's okay, right? But in POS it's really bad practice. Like it will always bring up questions in scenarios where in the POS you're backdating.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't support that. We don't want to be getting our customers in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, like I wanted to ask this question. There are some certain customers whereby you tell them like, how can I say, like you have onboarded them, then they are like, are we going to be on board tomorrow? They are asking you on a daily basis, like, when are we going to be onboarded? Like that.
Yeah, so generally ZRA's like onboarding process was taking about 2 days. It's now a bit longer, but at the end of the day, they are now a bit longer, but at the end of the day, they are CC'd in the email that went to ZRA.
Yeah.
So you can just tell them, have you seen the email that was sent to ZRA? You are aware of it? Yeah, we are waiting for feedback also. But also, mostly if you're having a serious customer that's really pushing you, phone him to Chilu, she's the one that deals with that. She'll know the right answer to give them because she's the only one that knows how long they're currently taking. But people beware, smart invoicing at the moment is a bit of a challenge for everybody because the system is extremely unstable, so there's a lot of back and forth between customers.
VS.
And it's not from our side, trust me on this one, it's the whole thing. If you want to hear ShopRite's list of complaints, in any case, let's not go into that. Okay, so go live the next day, right?
Yeah.
So morning when we arrive, everything should have already been set to the live data, correct?
Correct.
So we want to just log in the caches, help them set up their floats. But I want to encourage you guys one thing here, on day 2, try in the morning session not to touch the PCs.
Let them do it.
Let them do it.
themselves.
Okay?
Well noted.
Try and, because that's a big mistake that me and McClendon used to make, is we would do it for them.
Then they forget.
Yeah.
How to do it. They follow it. They
Dude.
don't know how to open it.
You'll be logging in there every morning to set the float. So,
Yeah.
so it's, you kind of have to force yourself not to do it. To tell them click there, do this, and make sure the supervisor is with the one that is giving them the floats. Okay. Now you're gonna stand there from 8 till 12:30,
Monitoring transactions.
monitoring if there's any issues, if there's anything, you'll be helping the cashier. Again, don't touch the keyboard and the mouse
Yeah.
or the touch screen. Okay.
Well noted.
It's really important that you allow them to do it. Okay? Plus, also, we've never had this issue, but I'm just warning, like if you're putting your hands close to the till, they can then say you are the one who took money and stuff like that. Just avoid it, please.
Yeah.
Because remember, now you're dealing with actual sales here.
Yeah.
Right? So, you are in an advisory role in that morning session. Okay? Then, I would encourage you guys to do voids, one void and a refund. Like tell the supervisor, okay, void that line. So that you can see if he remembers what you showed him, and then do a refund. Okay? So that we can just make sure he's actually done it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Record. Now, what I mean with record the training session, this is a good time to take photos.
Oh yeah, for a profile.
Yeah, this is a great time to take profiles of people using the system. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Like
Is
then, I had the challenge with the setting customer who refused like to take pictures of his store.
Yeah, okay, fine. But generally, this is your right time. We'll go into that now, but that's your right time to take photos. Okay. We create items in the system. So this is now the management training. So the management training is now the one thing that's a bit different depending on the industry, right?
Yeah.
So you'll have to understand, like, and we are going to release some guidance on it, like what to be showing different industries.
Yeah.
Because like stuff that we tend to not show wholesalers, which we should, is cases. I found that not a lot of people are being shown how to set up cases.
Linking the 6 into the
Yes,
cases.
right. And we're not showing the wholesalers how to do mass price update, which is important for them. We're not showing the wholesalers the StockTech app. Who here knows the StockTech app?
Stock take up.
Okay, fine.
Wait, is it the yeah?
No, StockTech app.
Yeah?
Cha-cha.
I haven't seen that, Joe.
Yeah,
Huh?
I haven't seen it also.
Okay, I'll show you just now. Like, and showing them how to do, like for instance, a wholesale, it's important to show them how to do purchase orders, approve a purchase order, convert it to a invoice, to a GRV, and that whole process, right?
Yeah.
Now for restaurants, maybe you'll be focusing more on recipes, explaining to them how to set up things in units, not in weight. So you need to understand which industry you're dealing with that will define the training that you're going to give them. Okay? So I'll give some more guidance on that as we go, but this is the part where you're going to be doing that. And then showing them how to create debtors and creditors accounts, so suppliers and debtors. And then viewing some reports. But we've added now in our training a third day that a field manager will go back to your customer, right?
To confirm.
To make sure that you didn't leave the thing sloppy or whatever the case is, and also to you will be doing some more reporting with them, because it's really hard on day one to show them reports because there's no data.
Yeah.
I'm sure all of you have experienced that, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you show him? What reports is there to show? There's nothing. Right? But you will go quickly through the reports with the customer. Now, day two, it's really important that you stay until the end of operations or the end of a shift. So if it's a restaurant, I'm not saying stay there till 12 o'clock, but stay until somebody's shift has ended at least. So from the start of a shift till the end of a shift. Okay?
Yeah.
in day 2 it's really crucial that you at least with them that one shift, so that if they understand how to start and how to finish, they're 99% of the way there. Okay. Perform shift closing with them, so meaning cash up. Okay. Review the reports, analyze the sales, and then answer the questions and provide additional guidance. So that will be like, how did the system get to this figure, that type of stuff. Okay, but I think like we all understand like these steps, but I want us to stick to the time frames to try and get it done in 2 days.
Yeah.
Because what is frustrating is that you've been there 2 days and then I'm hearing the caches are not even on the system yet.
Stock hasn't been uploaded.
The stock hasn't been uploaded, but look on the stock, right? I know it's 99% of the time is not us, right? So we'll be working on it from the admin side to try and clean up your process on site, because I know it's really frustrating. I don't know if you guys know, but I was a field technician for like 8 years.
I don't know.
Huh?
I know.
Yeah, so I understand the frustration of being in the customer store also. Plus, I think I installed maybe the first 100 customers here, right? So I know the frustration of being on a site. Okay.
Yeah.
So I am trying to make your lives easier, but if you're encountering difficulties, you need to escalate it before we find out about it later, right? It's better you bring it to our attention that, hey, the stock is not being loaded, the caches were never there for the training, stuff like that, so that we can get ahead of it, right?
Yes, sir.
So we can proactively get to the customer, because sometimes you'll find like the actual person paying is not even aware that the caches are not there. You are talking to the manager doesn't want the system because it's going to stop him from stealing. So him is telling you, yeah, I'm phoning the caches, they're not coming. So it's better you escalate it, okay?
Sure.
So at the end of the day, on the 2 days, okay, we want fully installed configured POS system, the certified training, so meaning on the job card day 1, it will ask you who did you train for the cashiers. Because another issue we have is that we train customers and then they change their staff and then they say we never trained them.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've seen
so we
that
want to
before.
avoid that issue.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Then we need to be there for day 2 to go live, right?
Yes.
Make sure they start selling in the morning, guys. Like, let's try and get them going in the morning. The only thing that can stop you from going live in the morning is the fact that the stock's not uploaded.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. So when we push hard that the customer agrees that the stock is ready, right? Then we expect you to go live that second day. Okay? Make sure that the supervisor is trained in the business operations, and then basically that the system is functional and usable and they're actually going live now. Okay? Again, guys, don't be shy to dispute, please. If something is stopping you from achieving your outcome, you need to dispute it before. We don't want to hear about it when the FM goes there. No, this guy never even installed the computer. Yeah, I get some crazy things, Musa. Trust me. Cha-cha, confess.
I confess.
No, we get some crazy things. So this is what is expected of you when you are sent for 2-day training installation setup. Are we clear on that, at least everybody?
100%.
We understand what is expected of us?
Yes, boss.
Okay.
So I have a question on management training.
On?
Does it come after we've trained the cashiers?
It's second day.
Second
From
day,
12
yes.
12 to
to afternoon
17.
session.
So this slide that we've gone through now, I'll give you the actual slide as well to go through on your own.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can also watch this video again and again.